Welcome to the next video on circuit protection. We're going to look at RCDs and we're going to ask the question, what are they? RCD stands for residual current device, and residual current devices detect earth leakage current. If they do detect earth leakage current of a certain value, then they switch off. They switch off in less time than it takes your heart to beat. And as can be expected, there are different types. So we're going to look at the different types now. ELCBs is the first one, GFIs, PRCD, SRCD, RCCB, RCBO. Wow, what a list. Let's look at what those mean. So ELCB, earth leakage circuit breaker. This is sort of the traditional RCDs. There are two types of ELCB, one that detects voltage, a rise in voltage on metal enclosures, and then there's the current ELCBs, which detect a current flowing to earth, and those are the ones we now call RCD. It was confusing to have two ELCBs, one for voltage, one for current, so they had to come up with some other confusing letters, so RCD. So now generally ELCBs are replaced with the newer RCDs. GFI, ground fault interrupter. You need to know this because you might hear of GFIs, and you need to understand that that's just the American and Canadian way of saying RCD. It's sometimes used in New Zealand, but not very often. It does the same thing as an ordinary RCD, detects current imbalances between phase and neutral. If there's an imbalance, it means some of the current is leaking out to earth somewhere. It doesn't give any protection against overloads or short circuits. PRCD, portable RCD. You more than likely have seen one of these. You take them out, plug them into your socket, and it gives protection for whatever it is you plug into the PRCD. It's designed to be portable, used with extension leads. Sometimes it's incorporated into the extension lead. They don't give overcurrent protection or short circuit protection, but they do generally protect against auto restarting. If the power goes off and power turns back on, usually the PRCD has turned off and won't start again until you push the reset button. Next is the SRCD, socket RCD. It's permanently wired socket outlet with an RCD built into it, and these RCDs once again don't provide overcurrent or short circuit protection, but it does provide RCD or residual current detection to the sockets downstream of where it's installed. It does not provide protection upstream, which is normal for an RCD, but it's important to realize that in this case that there is a cable that comes into this socket from the supply, and that is not covered by this RCD, just from this socket outlet on. RCCB, residual current operated circuit breaker. It detects current imbalances between phase and neutral, and once again, just like the other RCDs, which means it detects earth leakage. We've got to remember with this one, it gives no protection against overload currents or short circuits. It's installed at the beginning of the sub-circuit and the distribution board, and it protects the entire sub-circuit, which is great, not like the SRCD, which misses the first part of the circuit out. But if you do want protection against overload currents and short circuit currents, you need one of the next RCDs that we're going to look at. RCBO, residual current operated circuit breaker with overload protection. This is an RCD combined with an MCB in one device. They cover all three situations: earth leakage, overload, and short circuit protection. They're installed in the distribution board like the RCCB, and also protect the entire sub-circuit. So there you have 6 different types of RCDs. There's a couple of things you should know about RCDs. One is you are going to get a shock from a circuit that is protected by an RCD, but the RCD is very quick to operate and only lets a very small amount of current through before it will switch off. The other thing is RCDs don't protect against you getting a shock between phase and neutral. If the current is entirely flowing through you out of the phase back to the neutral, then the RCD will not trip at all. So there is still a danger. While they are very, very safe and a great protection device to have in a home or on a circuit, there is still some electrical danger with RCDs, and you need to be careful. So that brings us to the end of this video on RCDs.